I've always liked driving at night, not because I'm brave or adventurous, more because night makes the world feel quieter, like it's finally stopped demanding things from me. In daylight, I'm the kind of person who overthinks every conversation, replays every mistake, and carries guilt like it's a second spine. But in a car, alone, with the road stretching forward, my thoughts usually settle. That's what I told myself anyway. After my breakup, I started taking road trips the way other people start smoking again. Not to see places, not to heal, not to post pictures, just to move, to be somewhere else. Somewhere I didn't have memories sitting in the corners. This trip was supposed to be short one night, a straight highway, a motel, sleep, then back. It should have been simple, it wasn't. The first sign something was wrong wasn't supernatural, it was personal. About an hour into the drive, my mind started doing that thing again, looping old arguments, things I should have said. The way her face looked when she finally got tired of me, the way I always apologized too late. I turned the music louder, then louder. Still, the silence in the car felt thick, like something was sitting in it with me. I glanced at the passenger seat. Empty, of course it was. I laughed quietly at myself, embarrassed even though no one was there to hear it. The highway was mostly empty too, a few trucks, occasional headlights sliding past like slow moving eyes. The road was clean and straight, but the darkness beyond the shoulders looked endless, an ocean made of trees. I checked my phone for the time, 2:17 am. A perfect time for the brain to start inventing threats. That's when I noticed the smell. Faint at first like warm plastic or old leather left in the sun. Then it got stronger. I sniffed my shirt. Nothing. Checked the vents. No smoke. No warning lights. The smell wasn't coming from the car. It was coming from the passenger seat. I turned my head again, still empty. But the smell now had something else mixed into it. Sweat and something sour, like fear. My hands tightened on the steering wheel. Stop, I muttered, as if my own brain was a dog chewing furniture. I rolled down the window for air. Cold wind hit my face. The smell faded a little, but not completely. It lingered, like it had soaked into the seat, like it belonged there. I told myself it was nothing, but my eyes kept drifting to the passenger seat anyway. Not because I thought I'd see someone, because I was afraid I wouldn't. The road signs became less familiar. The GPS signal weakened. The blue dot on my map started lagging behind my actual movement, like it was tired of following me. Then, without warning, the radio cut out. Not static, not fading, just silence. I pressed the volume knob, nothing. The screen still glowed, but no sound came through. I tried switching stations, Bluetooth, aux, silence. It was like the car had decided I'd heard enough. That's when I heard it, a sound that didn't come from the speakers, a breath, soft, right next to me. I froze so hard, my shoulders ached. The breath wasn't loud, but it was close. The kind of breath you hear when someone leans in to whisper a secret. I stared forward. I didn't want to look, I didn't want to confirm anything. But the air in the car changed, warmth, pulling on the passenger side like a body had settled into the seat. I could almost feel the weight. The suspension didn't shift, the seatbelt didn't move. But my skin knew. The smell was stronger now. Sweat, old fabric, and something metallic underneath like pennies. I swallowed, slowly, like if I moved too fast, something would notice. My eyes flicked to the passenger seat, still empty. But the seatbelt was slightly raised, as if it was being pushed outward by a shoulder. I stared at it until my eyes watered. Then it slowly relaxed back into place. Like whatever was there had leaned away. I should have stopped, pulled over, got out, but I didn't. I kept driving. Because a part of me, the most ashamed part, felt like I deserved whatever this was. That thought arrived quietly, like it had been waiting for the right moment.
You deserve it.
My throat went dry. The car felt smaller. The windows felt farther away. The darkness outside pressed in like it wanted inside too. Then the passenger seat creaked, a gentle sound like someone adjusting their posture. My hands started shaking. I tried to steady them, but the tremor traveled up my arms into my chest. The breath came again, this time closer, and then a voice, not from the radio, not from outside. A voice in the car. low, familiar, soft with exhaustion.
Why did you bring me?
My heart slammed so hard I thought I might vomit. If you've listened so far, you probably liked the story. Consider subscribing for more such stories. The voice sounded like her. Not exactly like a recording degraded by time. Like a memory you replayed so much it starts to distort. I couldn't answer. I couldn't even look. The voice sighed.
You always do this.
It said.
You drive and drive and drive, like distance fixes you.
Tears stung my eyes. My chest tightened painfully, not just with fear, but with something worse, guilt, because it wasn't wrong. The passenger seat creaked again, like someone leaning toward me. I smelled the metallic scent stronger now, blood, not fresh, old dry.
You don't even remember
The voice whispered. My mouth opened, but no sound came out. The headlights washed over a reflective sign. Accident zone, reduce speed. My stomach dropped. I didn't remember choosing this route. I didn't remember passing that exit, but I knew that sign. I knew it the way you know the smell of your childhood home. I had driven this road before, a year ago, after a fight. After she'd called me selfish. After I'd told her she was dramatic. After I'd stormed out like a child and got in the car. My breathing turned shallow. The highway ahead dipped slightly, and the trees seemed to lean closer, as if listening. No, I whispered. The voice in the passenger seat didn't answer. It didn't need to. Because my mind had already opened the door. It had been barricading for months. The memory came back in pieces. Rain, the glare of headlights, a deer, the sound of tires losing grip. Her scream, short, sharp, cut off. And then nothing, a blank spot in my life that I had covered with excuses, paperwork, and denial. I had told everyone it was a freak accident, that I didn't remember, that I was lucky to survive, that she was. My throat clenched, my hands started to sweat. The passenger seat belt rose again slowly, as if a shoulder was settling into it. Then the voice said, right beside my ear.
You didn't survive alone.
My vision blurred. I blinked hard, and when I looked at the passenger seat, it was still empty. But the fabric had a dark stain across it now, spreading like a bruise. The stain wasn't there before. I knew it wasn't. The smell of blood filled the car. I gagged. The voice was calm, almost kind.
You've been driving with me the whole time.
It whispered.
You just didn't want to see.
My hands jerked the wheel. The car swerved slightly. A horn blared behind me. Some truck I hadn't noticed, its headlights flashing angrily. I corrected too fast, the tires squealed. For a moment, the car felt weightless, like it remembered. Like the road remembered. The passenger seat creaked, and I felt something brush my arm. Cold fingers, gentle, guiding, not stopping me, not saving me. Just touching me, the way someone touches a shoulder before leaving. And then the voice said the last thing I ever expected. Pull over. I stared forward, panting. Ahead. In the darkness, there was a shape on the shoulder. A car, hazard lights blinking. A familiar model. A familiar dent in the rear bumper. My stomach dropped so hard it felt like falling. The car on the shoulder was mine, the same one I was driving. Same color, same scratches, same license plate. And beside it, standing in the dim flash of hazards, was a figure, a man. He looked toward me, and I recognized my own face, pale, staring, frozen in shock, like he'd been waiting a long time. The voice in the passenger seat was quieter now, almost satisfied. You are late, it said. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. My foot pressed the brake without permission. The car slowed. The road hummed. The darkness leaned closer. And as I pulled up beside the version of my car on the shoulder, my headlights illuminated the passenger seat of that car, and I saw her sitting there, head tilted unnaturally, eyes open, mouth slightly parted like she was still trying to speak. She looked straight at me, and she smiled, not with warmth, with recognition, with the kind of smile that says, "Now you remember." The voice in my passenger seat whispered, soft as breath,
Switch seats.
and I realized with a sick certainty that this road trip was never about escape. It was about returning. Because some guilt doesn't fade, some guilt drives with you, and eventually it makes you pull over.